never se trata.
I hope you have guessed what we're going to be talking about today.
I'm sure you have guessed. And in case you haven't, today we are speaking about the sober companion.
Yes.
Sorry. What's up?
Somebody messed with my sound.
Oh my goodness. Like,
Carry on. Alright.
we can't carry on. We have to start again because we have no audio.
We have this.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Continue.
What is the genre?
This one's trash. That's her genre. And the show's genre is, I think it's drama.
Addiction.
I've been watching you.
I can't change who I am.
You have the money. I can't find him, and I found you.
That was just a promo. There is no actual trailer unless it's somewhere in the streets.
So A Companion is a dark drama that revolves around a group of people that are going for their weekly, is it weekly or daily? It's weekly AA meetings. And so there are different characters in there, and we are following the different storylines behind these characters, what brought them there, and what is currently happening in their lives as they are going through their healing process.
Yeah.
It delves a lot into the psychology of addiction, and we literally watch the different people within the circle unravel.
Tiffany Babazano, I hope I said the surname correctly. She tweeted us and was just like, review sober next. And I was like, girl, I saw that thing is 13 episodes up.
Also,
It's 13 episodes.
and it's quite long. Each episode is how long?
Like 47 minutes. Yo, it requires so much from you. The show was a lot for me.
Everything's a lot for you. I needed to stop what I was doing and dedicate time in watching it because of the complexities within the scripts and because of the complexities of the characters and how all the storylines are building from one episode to the next. So you can't literally just glaze through it. I didn't finish the series because it was really a lot. So it's something that I'm probably going to have to give myself time when I'm going through, like when the year slows down to literally give it the respect and the focus that it deserves. You got notes.
Yeah.
But your notes are how many? What? What?
I got notes.
How? What? How? You have time codes.
I have time codes. That's me.
Where did you get the time?
In order to finish this, I had to sacrifice one night. It needed time codes. There was a lot going on here. I love the fact that you guys did this show, a show of this nature, because it really shed light on a lot of things that really go unnoticed. Because yes, we know how there's addicts, but I didn't know to what extent addiction can go.
It's about your life unraveling during drug use and during the recovery process, even though these people were not really recovering addicts. They were just...
And that's another thing, you get your hopes up thinking someone's going to recover, and then they fall back into the cycle again. And it's so taxing.
I love the depth and the fullness and the multi-dimensionality there was to all the characters. No character was flat.
I see why Tiffany was like, watch, because she's a head writer as well.
Yes.
So, great job there.
Well done, Tiffany. I loved Gabomu.
Gabomu is the one character that didn't relapse.
Yes. His character is very sturdy.
Yeah.
And he plays it well because he looks like a sturdy person. He carried, like he embodied that whole character completely. Like,
yeah. He believed that he was sent by God.
Yeah.
this is a godly task or duty, you know, to take care of people and to be a sober companion. He takes it seriously. Whereas other people on the show, other characters, were using it for money, for example, the Oliver character. Yeah. And he was an addict. Yeah, now he was addicted to himself. He was a narcissist, and
also sex to a point.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Because nje ubizi.
Haji.
Combo.
Already. Oh my goodness. For the first time I saw Trevor this serious. It was beautiful to watch. And in fact, everything changed about him. Even his face.
He was playing himself.
Yeah.
So he was playing
his name and everything.
Trevor was playing Trevor. A comedian who now has to get into like the corporate world or call center. Is call center corporate?
It is.
A call center is corporate.
Yes.
A call center is owned by corporate. It is controlled by corporate. Therefore, it is corporate.
Yes, Wanawawa.
He works in a call center in a job that his wife found for him in her father's company.
In fact, the way they treat that job, it felt like something out of Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes. So there was a lot of references.
There was a lot of that.
There was.
Look, the first episode, I was just like, what's going on?
That's what I loved about the first episode, because the first episode starts off with Trevor standing in front of a car that has crashed, and he's carrying petrol
and smoking and sniffing
from the petrol tank. I mean the petrol scoop, and he's in his underpants and he sets stuff on fire on the floor. And I was like, it's about to get lit.
Tiffany never stopped drugs. Ever. I didn't understand why she was going to those. Was it because she was was it a court order? I thought maybe she was supposed to do it to keep her license. But I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
No, she was constant. I mean, she went from narcotics to.
They took her child.
Yes.
So she's supposed to go to those meetings in order to get her child back. Okay.
Does she get clean at the end? I didn't get to the end.
She does not get clean, girl.
At all.
Girlie takes her child. I don't know where the fuck she thinks she's going to keep that child high. She takes that child high with the skebengu.
Oh my god!
The skebengu
guy with
the machones. So there's a guy who loans her money. Yeah. And then comes to collect money. It's like, hey, bring my money, 200K, I want my money. And she doesn't know what to do. And eventually she says, okay, fine, I'm going to give you money, which she didn't have. I don't know what the fuck she was trying to do.
She was on drugs.
So she goes there.
That's what happens when you're on drugs, you lie.
Yeah, so just before she was about to explain how she doesn't have the money and die, there was a shootout in that flat building. And the
Skebengu, just a drug den.
Yeah, it was a bendo. It was Skebengu gets shot.
What a king?
Bendo.
King
Bendo, drug den.
When did that word become a thing? When did that word get invented?
All the time, ever, all the time.
No, it's a very 2000 term.
Bendo.
It's my 2000.
There's even a song. The song goes na 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 and the bendo.
See, I roll with the niggas at the bendo. When the honey catch feelings, make a bend over. When the honey catch feelings, make a bend over. I'm a bad motherfucker with an a-hole. And I ride my raps on a banknote. I ride my raps on a banknote. You know.
I had never heard of the term bendo.
Long story short, Skebengu gets shot and doctor saves Skebengu's life, right? So Skebengu is eternally indebted to doctor, right? So same Skebengu helps doctor steal the baby from the sister. I feel Grace should have just dated Skebengu.
Actually, why didn't they? That would have been a nice love interest. The doctor's crutch is every time she's high, she wants to be a savior. She gets the savior complex every time she's on the dirty bags.
Yeah. And the doctor's sister is pretty. She's so pretty. You, Batum. Girl, you aging nice. Wine.
Everybody messes Kyle's life up because Kyle is a problematic child. So the recurring theme with his character is that he keeps learning new addictions.
Yeah.
He's like literally researches them, he listens to people's stories, and then he recites them as his own because
he even makes notes.
He's crazy.
Yeah. There's a point where he goes into a confession booth.
Yeah.
By mistake, and it's all all mistakes. He stumbles upon these things. He doesn't go out to look for these stories. They happen upon him. He went into his confession booth to confess his own sins after throwing a body into the dam, I think.
Yeah.
And then he went into the wrong booth, the pastor's booth, right? Bishop's
and then
booth.
people came confess to him.
Confess. And he was just pretending. He didn't stop it. He was like making notes of everything they said. My goodness. I mean, who takes in a druggie
from the
streets and takes him to this house? His computer's gonna get stolen.
He lives in a caravan. He's got a car that is always broken, and by the time he finally gets to get a car, he goes to this dealership. Sally is a gambling addict. And she shows him flame. But everybody shows Kyle flame.
Everybody. I mean, eventually they get into a relationship with Sally.
Why?
Eventually because Kyle can't say no. You know what it felt like after watching it? You know when you just put a very good novel down.
Yeah.
And you don't know what to do with yourself after that. That was me. I was like, what now? What now?
But you also did not sleep.
I didn't sleep and I felt like an addict. You guys.
Yes. That's what I noticed as well.
Yeah.
So the whole series keeps giving you highs, and then it gives you withdrawals. So now you constantly go, but I want to know what's the next thing. So even the manner in which the story was being told made you feel like an addict. Yeah. You're correct.
Thank you guys for messing with my mind. Tumi Morage
Oteng
is here. She is a sex addict.
Really?
So Tumi's husband here calls KG to come and help. KG, please help me. I can't deal with this woman. I can't sleep. It's painful.
Is constantly watching. What's painful?
He's
everything.
He said I can't. But Tumi for the first time
was acting,
and she wasn't too quirky. Yes. She wasn't a comic relief. Yes, her character was suspect. I mean, but it wasn't in your face. Okay, I love the relationship that the group has.
Yes.
They didn't find people who would gel easily.
Yeah.
And so it shows how you have to deal with the people that are here. You just have to. So the relationships end up becoming genuine.
Yeah.
And then there's a scene that I loved where the camera movement was so amazing.
Only one out of how many?
The guy who's singing is a trekker. So trekker, unfortunately, drowns a model in his yard after
an OD. He didn't worry too much because it had happened previously and he had put it in the pool and she had calmed down. But this time, 2 hours later, 2 hours.
2 hours. Miguel face down, drowned, dead, right? So Trekker bells the police. Okay, need the police here, but Trevor, right? So Trekker. So he calls Trevor as his solo companion. Trevor comes running in, like, what the fuck? Yeah. Finds a dead body there. Obviously, Trevor calls his ice partner, which is the doctor, and calls everyone, actually. They all come through, like, why are you making us accomplices? They take the body, wrap it up, throw it into a Marentia dam. They tie it down, actually.
Guys, Marentia dam has a life.
Yeah, we do.
How do they do that during the day? So I'm like in the dam when no one's watching. I don't know when that is, right? So KG obviously feels bad, right?
So I want to tell you that we've been reviewing this for so long that I'm out of coffee.
And we haven't even gotten to.
So I'm going to go get more.
Go.
Talk.
Should I sit in for you?
Yeah.
Sit in, let's go.
After KG feels this guilt because of whatever life experience he had, right? He goes and cuts the body.
He cuts it, like chops up?
No, he cuts it loose so the body surfaces. Why? Because KG, dog. So KG goes to the AA meeting and then tells everyone that, guys, I cut the body loose. You should have seen the terror in people's faces. Now, the camera movement there was incredible. I loved it. And yeah, that's what I liked. Because it created anxiety. It created, I felt like I was going to jail during that scene. No, it wasn't cringe-worthy. It was just... It just created anxiety.
Supposed to tell
put honey in this.
Of course I put honey in it.
Why would you put honey in the coffee?
As opposed to what? Put
Don't
the honey around the coffee.
What? Do you know honey and coffee dimpe?
Sober companion.
Wow. I don't have a sober companion here. Charlene is Trevor's wife in the show. Guys, I don't know how you're not supposed to get over any addiction with a wife like Charlene.
She wants to control everything. She wants to control when she falls pregnant. And then she is very surprised that he is now OCD.
Yeah.
But she's driven him there.
Yes.
And
her father is also an addict, just like Trevor's father. Yeah. You know what I mean? And she's gonna get attracted to something that's similar. So I don't understand why she was judging Trevor.
Okay, so special. She was well scripted.
She
was well scripted, and she played the fuck out of that character.
She was Trevor's villain.
Yeah, she was.
So she had her own addiction, and her addiction was saving Trevor all the time, or controlling Trevor's addiction was her addiction.
Yeah.
Because even Trevor says in the show, without the beast that she has to tame, there's nothing for them in the relationship. There's nothing that she would want, and hence she does exactly what we thought she would do when she has nothing to do in the relationship, which is get a pill.
Pilis lekanda. You know ekaya motola when you always have a headache at home and the lights died. Actually, sober companion starts with load shedding. Very relevant. What are you doing?
Showing your cleavage.
No! Stop it! What's wrong with you?
Somebody has short cleavage. There's no cleavage today. There was one scene where there's something that I picked up. Kyle goes and buys a car. Go Sally. And while Sally's trying to sell this car, and be as professional as she can be, Kyle is busy, making advances and flirting with Useli. And for a moment, I saw the discomfort that women go through a lot of times when they're trying to be professional in their field, and men just see an opportunity to shag you. Sally knows how to play an addict very well. Yeah. Very well. Like, she has it on lock. I've never seen Sally. I don't know where I've seen Sally before. I haven't seen her anywhere. But Sally Mrs. Selinkas.
Oh, I've never seen. No,
I've never seen her. But
we should find out what her name is. What's your name, girl? Tell us.
What's your name? Comment below. The father-in-law acknowledges that he's an addict, right? Because he gets into an accident, anuele and stuff like that. So they call the sober companions to help him. And then he tells them, while they're asking him, you need to speak to God, you need to discover yourself, blah, 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 blah. He says, white people are the only ones who have the time and money to find their inner selves.
This is the truth. So his interpretation of privilege is white.
It's white, because South Africa, okay?
Yeah.
Everyone in the show is an addict.
Everybody.
Everyone.
It's all about addiction. All of it. The whole thing.
And it shows the different kinds of addictions that, because we all only look at alcohol, drugs, and gambling. Those are the ones that are dealing more deep. There is savior complexes. There are like
sex
gymming.
Yes.
I did mention that at the beginning the pace was quite slow.
It was quite slow.
It was very dragging, guys.
Yeah.
I know, you guys really. So you run the risk of people just quitting the show.
Tuning out.
Yeah. Do you know what it's like? It's like trying to get... You know how people feel like they can't watch Game of Thrones because of the first episode? People cannot get through the first episode.
But Game of Thrones was the shit!
No, they couldn't. I had to watch that episode twice before I could get into it, because I knew the end result is amazing. So just like this one, So guys,
how are you even in my world?
At the beginning, I felt like the dialogue was a bit all over the place. I didn't understand why they were saying things that were saying more limo. But then eventually, because I stuck around, I then understood why. So sometimes the dialogue does that here. Which is Zaga.
That's why I'm eating concentration list series.
Yeah. Kyle picks up a Nyauberist on the road, right? Nyauberist says, please help me go buy drugs. Grace is like, I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you. I don't have time for you. Kyle decides to do it. Goes to the drug den, buys drugs, and then the cops are here. Woo! What does Nyauberist says? Put it up your ass, because they're gonna search me, right?
Yeah.
Then they arrest them.
Yeah.
Suddenly, Kyle is in the toilet
At his caravan. And the Nyauperist is
standing
stealing,
outside. Yes.
Is stealing from him and running away.
Yes.
Because Kyle is struggling to now
take the drugs
to shit out the drugs.
Also, how many drugs did he have?
Also, I want to understand big this packaging was.
You know?
And if you're going to take drugs and push them up your anus, you would have to put them in a condom and like tied up the condom and then like put high enough. Do you understand?
Lubricated,
like it's lubricated and then push them high enough within your rectum in order for you to be able to defecate them.
And
how do you know this?
We've lived.
We should have seen the struggle.
Like
this show is just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like
it's uneasy.
It really is uneasy because the camera angles, like it's really hard to watch. Grace, Drunk Hero. Drunk Hero goes and helps a child who's been beaten by the father, right?
Her friend.
Yes. By going to beat the father in front of the child. So she's going to stop abuse by abuse, in front of the kid.
It's like starting a war in order to bring peace.
I don't understand why DNA results were not a thing earlier on. Because Trevor's wife goes through this whole thing of thinking that Trevor is cheating on her with the 19-year-old daughter. I don't know. With all the money they have... And
possessive, okay? She's very possessive and she's very controlling. So as a person who is possessive and controlling, surely she could have gotten a DNA test
at some point. I mean, to a point that she goes and gets a Bilisi because she believes that Trevor's cheating. Google Bilis.
Like it's got pills.
We can't have these deep conversations because there are children.
Because there are children in the room.
You know,
I don't know if the treatment of the show is to never communicate, even though their families know that they're sober companions. Like, you know that you're supposed to go save your marriage. You're going on a date and you made reservations and your wife is waiting for you on a trip.
Yeah, why don't you tell your sober companion?
Call your wife and say, look, I've got an ice emergency, what, I have to go now. Even Grace is supposed to go to her son's birthday, Why don't you call the sister and go, hey, I'm changing my life and I'm changing other people's lives. I have to go. Why are you guys just disappearing? Got the last minute. Listen. It wasn't last obvious. Like, wow. No one is gonna call the cops when Trevor just steals money from
100,000. 100,000 rand is stolen from a safe, guys.
So many problems. So Trevor steals 100,000, caught on camera. Now they're trying to find Trevor. Then Trevor allows a whole woman to take 100 skoto alone. Can the show not look like something that will play with SABC2?
Guysini. Like, I was just like, feel at home.
The stage is yours.
It triggered me. It looked like
triggered by everything.
No, it looked like those apartheid films, and I don't want to be triggered.
It looks like, how when you shoot something in HD and then you export it into SD in order for it to play in terrestrial because you are not on satellite.
Yes, please, guys, and we pay money to watch these things look nice. So please. I'll give it an 8 because it was a good story. It really, at the end of the day, as much as things may look somehow and quality, blah blah, story is king, and you guys have your story. So, get life for 8 for that. So rate the 3 episodes you've watched. You criminal!
Been doing that. Just been doing that.
I need a sober companion.
I would give the series a rating of a solid 5. Look, as an ex-drug addict, there were parts in the stories where I was like, okay, I can see that, I could see that. But as a package, as a whole, it was really cumbersome. Wait a minute, this thing was made in 2016.
Oh, is it?
That explains the
looking
ST.
Like, so that means it's like SABC2 lens.
Yes, it did. It feels at home because it probably played at home.
Comment below. Also, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Stay safe.
Wear your mask. Sanitize. Use a condom.